Fox Business Alert, millions of small and large businesses are holding their collective breath ahead of tomorrow's Supreme Court hearing on the legality of President Trump's tariffs. The nation's highest court will hear arguments over whether the president's premise to slap broad-based Liberation Day tariffs on some 100 countries was valid. Now, back in April, Trump invoked the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEPA, which says presidents can unilaterally impose the tariffs in cases of national security emergency. A tiny educational toy maker in Illinois sued and will make its case in the morning before the Supreme Court. No doubt Shopify, which enables millions of entrepreneurs to start and run their businesses and who have been impacted by the tariffs, will be watching closely. Shopify merchants have raised prices since spring tariff announcements. And while Shopify says the current level of price hikes is slower than trends seen in the second quarter, let's bring in Shopify President Harley Finkelstein. Harley, we know Shopify posted another blowout quarter, but I really want to hear from you about this Supreme Court situation because it probably, I would imagine, truly matters to a lot of your businesses. Tell me what they are saying and what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, well, two things. I think, first of all, the way we look at consumer confidence for us is it's measured at checkout. And what we are seeing to date is that on Shopify, generally shoppers keep buying, they keep returning, and the demand remains fairly resilient. What I will say, however, is consumers are more selective. They're buying from brands they love. There seems to be kind of this a vote with my wallet to buy from brands and products that mean something to me. And obviously, those brands are on Shopify. So for the quarter, we saw, almost a $90 billion GMV. It was about 32% up for the quarter. But on the tariff side, let's speak directly to that. We've been running Shopify now for almost 2 decades. We've navigated a ton of different macro environments, and our focus is always on our merchants. What matters to us, though, is that our merchants have everything they need to be successful. So wherever the decision goes tomorrow, what we're trying to do today is prepare our merchants that they will be better prepared on Shopify than otherwise.
You have millions of small businesses, but you also facilitate sales for huge companies like Estee Lauder and Elf and Uggs, which is owned by Deckers Outdoors. We have seen since April, depending on the headline about tariffs, we've seen big negative moves in some of those stocks. So my question is, there could be, if the Supreme Court rules in favor of the toy maker, who says the tariffs are unfair and the premise upon which they were slapped was unfair. It's not a national security issue when it comes to toys coming from China or lipstick coming from China. They could see, I suppose it would be billions of dollars in refunds from the government that they have paid in tariffs. Do you hear anything about them and their hope for that?
Look, we can't anticipate what any particular administration will do or won't do. Obviously, we have millions of stores. Frankly, if you just look at the U.S. E-commerce market in particular, we're about 12% of the entire U.S. e-commerce market. So we have a pretty good cross-section of that. What we do hear, though, is that what these merchants, small businesses, larger ones, you mentioned Estee Lauder that's with us, or companies like Alo Yoga, or companies, some of the other ones you mentioned, well, Mattel too, is that what they're trying to do is to make sure they understand as much as they can, get the information, then make better decisions. But that being said, remember, Liz, we're about to go into our biggest holiday shopping period of the year, and the sort of BFCM period is no longer just a weekend, it's become a real season. So we're already seeing a lot of our merchants begin to start doing these holiday deals and promotions to get in front of those merchants. But look, the best thing we can do as the entrepreneurship company is make sure merchants on Shopify are best prepared. And that's one of the reasons we're, I mentioned that on the call today, we're obviously really excited about our metrics, $92 billion of GMV, $2.8 billion of revenue, and over $500 million of free cash flow. But from a product perspective, what are the products that we can build to give merchants on Shopify an unfair advantage?
Well, let's talk about the advantage you were giving them when it comes to artificial intelligence. You introduced Sidekick, which is an AI helper of sorts, and I was pretty stunned to see how it's really helping a lot of these businesses. I mean, if you're looking at the impact of it, in the third quarter alone, some 750,000 stores on Shopify used Sidekick for the first time. What did they say about it?
It's amazing. I mean, Sidekick has now had almost, now you're getting me excited about this stuff because I think this is so, from a leveling the playing field perspective for small and medium-sized businesses and just business of all sizes, Sidekick has had almost 100 million conversations with merchants to date, 8 million conversations in October alone. So what's happening is effectively what we've created is this tool that knows everything about your business, knows everything about Shopify, and is able to help you make better decisions faster. So it started as really merchandising where we help you with product descriptions and product photography, but now you can do incredible things around analytics, figuring out what products sell in what geography, where to set up ad campaigns, what channels are operating better. So now you can be at your mom's kitchen table, solo entrepreneur, and have effectively the tools that historically only the biggest companies were able to have. And it's this incredible tool that we think is going to really allow more business to grow faster at a much higher clip than ever before. I mean, this is really the power, and this is really where we say that Shopify is uniquely positioned to harness the power of AI, because these tools are things that small entrepreneurs were never able to access, and now it's baked into Shopify, and it gets smarter and smarter over time. So we're really excited by this. The adoption's been broad and increasingly very rapid, but really what it does, it lowers the barrier to entrepreneurship, which means more people can get started and more people can scale. And then when you add in some of the stuff we're doing with on the agentic shopping with our partnership with OpenAI and Perplexity, now you're beginning to see where this is all going, and it's getting really cool and really exciting.
It all sounds exciting, and I know because I see the hard numbers on it, but the stock is taking a hit of more than 5% in what basically your earnings report said were higher costs. Can you explain what that means? Because I know certainly that a lot of your businesses that you help have higher costs, but what does that mean in the bigger picture for Shopify?
Yeah. Well, look, the market's going to react how it reacts in any given moment. That's not what we control. What we do control, Liz, is our execution. And the results we're sharing today speak for themselves. We are balancing 3 critical things simultaneously. We're investing aggressively to capture the opportunity, which we think is huge, not just in e-commerce, but across physical retail internationally, across B2B, and obviously the agentic stuff, as well as maintaining profitable margins. I think it demonstrates our discipline. But maybe the last thing is we can keep delivering these durable results quarter after quarter. Not many companies can do all 3 at once, and I think that puts Shopify in a very unique position. So I'm really proud of our results. This again has been something we've been doing for, we've been public now for almost 10 years. We've been around for almost 20 years, but this is Shopify operating at full speed, and I'm really proud of how we're operating here.
You should be. Again, though, I really don't understand when you say in the earnings report higher costs. If you could just explain that, as it pertains to the business itself.
Yeah, in terms of I'm not sure exactly what that means. I mean, GMV was up 32%, revenue's up 32% growth. Our free cash flow was 18%. So I don't know exactly where those higher costs come from. I mean, obviously, some of our merchants are experiencing some higher costs related to their own products when it comes to supply chain. From a Shopify perspective, that 18% free cash flow margin is something we're really proud of.
We are heading into the peak holiday season, Harley.
Yeah.
And I love Black Friday or the day after Monday, because we love to hear from you guys about your map, because it's a 24-hour map and you can see all around the world where people were buying.
I've been coming on your show for years showing it. It's sort of our holiday tradition, Liz. But we shared our Q4 outlook this morning, and so it'd be premature to estimate exactly what will happen. But I can tell you this is my 16th BFCM season. I think a couple observations. It now stretches across the entire quarter, not just peak days. I think AI will play a significant role in both discovery and purchasing for the first time. These tools that didn't exist a year ago are now available, and it's more global than ever before. International is becoming a real part of this in terms of cross-border, but the infrastructure that we've designed for this peak demand for global scale, we are ready, and I think it's going to be, as we discussed with our Q4 guide, we think it's going to be something where consumers will spend money with brands they care about selectively, but they will spend money with brands that are meaningful to them.
16th season and not a single gray hair, Harley.
Not bad, right? Yeah. I started when I was a kid, I guess. Yeah.
You still are. Good to see you. And
Good to see you,
happy
Liz.
Black Friday ahead of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay.